And welcome back to Fashion with Sort Out YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, we are learning how to make this simple shift dress, or should I call it simple free dress. Okay, so these are the materials we need. We need 2 yards of Ankara print and 1.5 yards of Aba lining. All we have to do is fold our material into 4, just as you see me folded it. So the fabric is folded into 4. I'm going to be drafting the body measurement on the Ankara print directly. So to start with, we need our back measurement. Back measurement is 7 inches. So when I mark this 7 inches, I have like 8 inches left. This will serve our sleeves. The dress is cut together, the neck is cut together with the sleeves. So what we'll do next is make our shoulder slant. You just come down by 1 inch and then make the shoulder slant. So from the show on the neck, we'll mark 3.5, which will serve as our neck width. So from that neck width, you just make a slant down to the 1 inch. You marked out on the edge of the sleeve. So while we do that, the next thing we are going to consider is our sleeve opening, which is 10 inches. I'm going to be using 10 inches as our sleeve opening. So I'm going to mark out the 10 inches. Okay, so I want to, before I continue with the marking out of the bodies, I'm going to get the length of the dress. I'm going to mark out the length, I mean from the shoulder to the hem length, so that I'll be able to cut it out and for the camera to be able to cover it well. So I have 42 as my length, the total length. The person is a bit tall, so I have 42 as my total length. So, and that is what I'll mark out and then cut out the excesses so that the camera will be able to cover all what we are doing. Okay guys, I think we have a better view now. So I'll just extend the 10 inches I marked out initially and then extend it to the other edge. And then the next measurement to be considered is our underbust length, which is 14 inches. So I'll mark out 14 inches and then our half length, which is 15.5 inches. I'll just make that 16 inches. Okay, so we'll consider our hip measurement also. To that half length, we'll just add 6 inches. So I had 6 inches and I marked out 6 inches in addition to the underbust, the half length rather. I hope I didn't confuse you with that. So let me recap. So we have 10 inches as our sleeve measurement, and then we have 14 inches for our underbust length and 16 inches as our half length. And then I added 6 inches to get 7 inches rather to get our hip line. So what I will do now is come to the sleeve part and then come in by 1.5. From there I'll cuff I'll make a cuff, but then before I cuff it down, I'm going to impute our underbust circumference. The underbust circumference is 34. So 34 divided by 4, we have 8.5. So I'll mark 8.5 and then add 3 inches to it as sewing allowance. So the markings are connected to the cuff that's coming from the sleeve length, and then mark our half length. So the half length is the same with the underbust length. We'll then come down to our hip line, and then the hip is 41. So I won't be marking out anything on that. So from that half length, I'll just come down straight to the hem length, just as you can see, and then I'll make a cut out. So this is a simple method of cutting a shift dress. All I'll just do is open the folded part of the sleeve and then cut down the shoulder slant. After this is done, the next thing we are going to do is impute our neck circumference. So for the depth, for the width, we already used 3.5. So for the back width, depth rather, I've marked 3.5 for the width. For the back depth, I'm going to be using 1.5. So for the back depth, we are using 1.5. For the width, we use 3.5. So I'm just going to cut out the neck circumference and then remove the back. We are done with the back. So we'll focus on the front now. Okay, so for our front neck circumference, we have 3.5 as the width, and then for the depth, I'm going to be using 3 inches. So I'll just make a connect to the 3 inches and then cut it out. And then for the opening at the front, after I've cut it, I'll cut it out. I mean the 3.5 depth width by 3 inches depth. And then I'll just make an opening of 4 inches. So at the end of the day, we'll have like 7 inches, right? Yes, we'll have like 7 inches as the opening of the neck. So for this, oh guys, I'm sorry the camera didn't cover that. So for that, I just opened it. No big deal to that. I just opened it down to the 4 inches that I marked out. And so that is for our front and our back bodies. The next thing we are going to do now is cut our pocket. So for the pockets width, we have 9 inches, and for the depth, I'm cutting out 11 inches. Okay, so I made it 11 because by the time we fold it around, we'll have like 9.5 thereabout as our pocket length. I hope we got what I just said. Okay, so we have our pockets cut out. What I'll do now is open the front. I've cut the lining also. So I cut the lining the same measurement with the Ankara print. All I will just do to the lining is reduce the length by, I'll reduce it by 1 inch. Yes. Why am I doing this? I do this to turn up the Ankara without the fabric flapping underneath. I hope you get what I just said. So, and I didn't remember to tell you that to our 42 inches length, I added two extra inches for my hemming allowance. So that is what is folded in, as you can see. So by the time we sew the Ankara, we'll have the exact measurements we need. For our front, before we fix the lining, we'll first fix the pockets. Now I've gone to iron the pocket on the first side, as you can see. So what I will do now is come to the dress, and then at the center, as I have ironed the dress, so I have my center point. So before I do that, I'll just come from the center and come in by 2 inches. I'll then come to the upper side of the shoulder and mark another 17 inches. So that is where our pockets will be. So I'll just extend the line from that 2 inches that I came in with the width, and then I'll mark another 8 inches. So that is where our pocket will stay. So I'll mark it down, and then I'll make the 4 edges, the 4 markings. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'll mark the upper part. So I have 8 inches as the width, and then the depth will be 9.5 inches now. So that is what I will mark in 4 corners, and that is where the pockets will be placed. Okay, so I hope we can understand better what I'm saying. So the pocket is rightly placed on it, and this is what I will do to the other side too. You know, it's 2 pockets. So I'm going to come in by 2 inches, and then from the shoulder 17 inches, and then make the markings also, and then fix the pocket. I'll just go to the sewing machine and then fix the pocket. So I have the 2 pockets fixed now, as you can see. Yes, so the next thing we'll do now is go to the sewing machine and then fix our lining. So what you do is place your lining on the front part of the dress, and as you can see on my lining, I didn't make that straight cut that I made on the fabric. So I'll do that after I fix the neck. So what I'll do now is go to the machine and then fix the neck round, and then on the front side I'll do the neck down so that we can have a neat cut of the straight cut on the neck. So as you can see, we have it now. Can you see what I explained? The down part, can you see the effect of the 1 inches? The 1 inch we removed from the lining. Okay, so the next thing we'll do now is come down to our neck part, and then our shoulder part rather. All we'll have to do is face the back with the front, and then come to the shoulder, and we'll make sure that the neck parts, just see what I want to do now. The neck part, the lining will face the lining, and the fabric will face the fabric in this manner, and then you will sew. So that is what to do to our neck. I will then join the body and come back to show you our finished results. Now guys, this is the finished effect of our dress. Can you see how neat it is? The pocket, the neck, and everything. So we have come to the end of this tutorial. If you have stayed through to this end, I want to appreciate you. If you are here to subscribe to this channel, please kindly subscribe. Wait no further, subscribe, like, share, and press on the notification bell to get notified anytime I upload new video. Thank you very much everyone for staying through. Bye. See you in my next video. Bye.